Sorry, I started recording a little late for people that are listening to this. But basically, I was just saying the next few weeks are going to be about challenge groups. So, and because it's over the holiday and you're not going to hear from me as often, you're going to have to kind of plan out when you're going to watch the different videos and such to kind of get yourself started. I know I had posted in my group that we should start promoting challenge groups now. However, I will caution you that if you do choose to start promoting them now, you may not have a ton of participation at first. I just don't want you to get discouraged from that. It's just because of the holidays. The top coaches on our team that are in a diamond group with me were even posting just the other day, shoot, usually I'm at Success Club at least 5 right now, and I've got 1 or 2 points. So don't be discouraged, especially because it is your first group, that if you want to wait until that week right after the holidays to start promoting, that week, right after, like the day after Christmas, people are going to start thinking about New Year's, thinking about their New Year's resolution. So that is a perfect week to promote if you can. And I can talk a little bit more about that as we go. But let's start. Does anybody have anything to share? Any successes lately? Anything that you want to share with the group before we begin?
Not really yet.
No, Sheila, you've been running a group. Any successes from the group you've been running? Because no one else on the call has ran a group yet. So,
oh.
So the last 4 months?
Well, yeah. This one girl I have, it was like so out of the blue for her, so out of her comfort zone. She saw my post a few weeks back. I was posting in challenge group about a 21-day fix, and she jumped right in, and she has been like, we do a point system, so every day they have to check in with 5 different points. So if they've done their workouts, if they've met all their containers or eaten all their containers, if they've gotten their water in, their attitude's good, and we have a theme for the day. So every day she's been 5 points, and she's lost 8 pounds so far in 2 weeks. So I have no doubt in my mind that she'd be the 15 pounds in 21 days. So excited for her. And she already wants to do Insanity. She's awesome and crazy, and I love her drive and determination. So it's like the most random people that you would never expect to join your groups do, and they do so well. And so, I mean, I've not friends with her on Facebook, like more than I'm just an acquaintance, from being in high school with her. But, so they'll come when they are ready. And, when they're ready to go all out.
That is awesome. Perfect advice, kind of where everybody is at this point, and yeah, what it is. And so when we talk about form, which we will in a second, it really is just about building relationships with people and not talking about fitness unless it comes up. I was talking to Megan Hansen today, because they're Megan, she's on the call tonight, but Megan Hansen today just about this, exactly. And it did come up right away in conversation, because they'll see you posting about fitness, they may ask you. So great. Many times, I'll be honest, most of my friends are not in my group. For whatever reason, everybody on this call, Ryan, Megan, Trisha, my sister, obviously, I talk to every day, and Melissa, I don't personally know, but the other 3 of you, it's not like we are close friends and talk all the time, and it was just from seem to talk again, and you reaching out in either way. So you never know in a group. So don't, when we said to make that list of 100, put everybody on there because you never know if anyone's interested. So that's a good segue into talking about form, which you learned during the 14-day video series a little bit, but I will review it and go a little bit more in detail about it, give you a little bit more resources that you can use to go along with that. But from your list of 100, what you want to start doing now is forming those people. Start talking to them. Just start. So what I've been doing the last 2 weeks is every day I've been messaging 5 people. And it's just, hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. That's about it, you know. Uh-oh, sorry. And so I've just been starting more conversations, starting more opening up relationships with people that I haven't talked to in a long time. So eventually, not all of them are turning in, like right now, because it's only been 2 weeks, and again, it is Christmas, so they're not turning into fitness or nutrition conversations yet, but they will. They'll get to that point. So FORM stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then message.
Can you mute again, man?
What?
Mute us? I feel like we're getting a lot of, okay.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. It's good. Thanks.
Is that better? Well, I can't hear you now, so I guess it doesn't matter. And you're not on video. Form, again, is at this family. You want to start asking questions about their family. If they have kids, all of you, Tricia doesn't, but the rest of you have kids, you like to talk about your kids. Most people like to talk about their kids, are comfortable talking about their kids. So you have that in common with people, so you can ask about their children. Being that Tricia and I are both in education, we can definitely relate to people with kids. So that's pretty easy. But ask about their family and how things are going just in that aspect of life. Then you can ask about their job. How do they like their job? What do they do? If you haven't talked to them in a long time, or you don't know them at all. Now, I'm not to the point of just forming random people that I don't know. Although I have a couple, because I've had a couple people friend me that were like friends of friends that may have been in one of my groups. And so I have reached out to them. So I'll start asking questions about, what you do, blah, 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 things like that. So get to know them in that way. And then recreation is the R, and that is finding out their hobbies. What do they like to do outside of work? What do them and their family do? And you may ask other questions. Obviously, other questions are going to come up, but you want to make it all about them. And just form that relationship. It's like making a new friend again. And we all know how to make friends. Go back to kindergarten about it, You want to learn how to just talk to people and make new friends. Then it comes the M, which is the message. Now, it may come way earlier. It just depends on the comfort zone of the conversation, I guess. So most of the time it'll go something like, well, have you ever considered joining one of my challenge groups? You'll hear me and many other coaches use that phrase, have you ever considered blank? I use that all the time with coaching. Have you ever considered becoming a coach like myself? But that's later on. But you could start with, while we're talking about challenge groups, have you ever considered joining one of my challenge groups? Or have you ever considered, joining a group of people online that are all interested in health and fitness? Have you ever considered having a coach before? And many people will say, well, I've always wanted a personal trainer, but I don't have the money for that. And you can then say, well, it's an online accountability group where I kind of act as your personal trainer, but I don't charge as much, and I'm not there screaming at you. It's just all online. something along those lines. So that once you kind of get to know them a little bit better, then you can get to that point of the message and what you want to say. And the 5-step invitation process, like I said, I will be posting more on that on Sunday, but just to give you a preview, basically one of the top coaches, his name is Tommy Migrant, he developed this 5-step invitation process. And basically step 1 is the invite. So it can either be that somebody saw your promotion on Facebook and then they invited themselves to your group, which is what we want. We want them to want to be in our group, right? But instead of saying, because people, you promote, and then somebody says, well, I'm interested in being in your 21-day fix group, you don't just say, okay, the 21 fix, it's this, and it's $160 for the challenge pack, $60 for it by itself, and Shakeology is the best in the world, and you don't spit everything at them. Instead, you say, great, thanks for your interest. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions first? So to help me figure out if this is the right program for you, something along those lines. Then you start asking questions about them. And that's really what works. So I'll ask questions about their fitness and their nutrition first. So I'll ask something along the lines of, so what's your nutrition like on a daily basis? Give me an example of a good day for you. And give me an example of a bad day for you. So that's one question that I might ask along the lines of nutrition. Tommy has, you'll hear, I'm sharing a role play video that he does with you, and he asks questions such as, how often do you eat out with your family? Are there any points during the day that you have a drop in energy, that you have certain cravings, things like that? And what he's getting around is, Shakeology can help you with your energy, with your cravings. You're already spending $5 a day out to eat for lunch. You can replace that with Shakeology. So things like that. So that is, but you don't give that to them right away. You continue asking questions, and you don't really give them time to ask a lot of questions. You're just interviewing them and getting a lot of information. So that's step 2 is the interview. So asking all these questions about nutrition, about fitness, do you exercise currently? Do you have a gym membership? Are you wasting your money on a gym membership and not going? I always ask, what type of workout do you like? Do you like cardio? Do you like strength? Do you like lifting weights? Do you like choreography, more like something along the lines of like Zumba? We don't have a Zumba workout, but we do have Turbo Fire, which is pretty choreographed because it's a kickboxing workout, but it builds on itself, and you continue doing these moves multiple times. I don't know, it's hard to explain it, but that was one of my first workouts, why I joined B-Study in the first place. And then some other questions you could ask are about, like, do they need would an accountability group help them? Would a group of people that are working towards the same goal be something of interest to them? So kind of asking them about the whole challenge group thing. So really you're just asking a lot of questions to truly help them. You want them to feel that you're not just trying to sell them on a product, that you really, truly want to help them. And that is what we truly want to do. That is my passion, and I believe that is why all of you are here as well, is that we do want to help other people get healthy and fit and feel as fabulous as we do. So, you do just want to get to know as much information as about them as possible. So, for example, I've had people think that they want to do I don't know, T25, for example. And then I asked them a bunch of questions about their nutrition and what kind of workouts they really like to do. And it turns out that they hate cardio. So they're going to hate T25 because it's all jumping around. And it's not any very little low impact work. So if they need something low impact, or something in the middle, and they're having a lot of trouble with their nutrition, then I'm going to suggest 21 Day Fix, because that really gets the meal plan and the nutrition in check. So I really think that the 21 Day Fix made my business where it is this year. So, and I think it's still the perfect program for anybody, no matter what level. So, and something like Insanity Max now is a little bit more difficult or people think it's a little more difficult than it is, because it's challenging, but you can do it. There's a modifier. So after you've asked all these questions, then you want to go with a video, and you've kind of, and he actually doesn't go program specific with his videos. Tommy doesn't. But if I always kind of at that point, I have a program in mind, and I may suggest a program. I may say something along the lines of, you know what, it sounds like, the 21 Day Fix would be a perfect program for you. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? That's another kind of phrase that people use, is if I blank, would you blank? And that can, again, be both used for challenge groups and when getting coaches. So if I sent you a video, would you watch it? Or if I sent you more information, would you read it? Something along those lines. And obviously people are going to say yes. And then you want to go, okay, well, when will you be able to watch it? When can I follow up with you? And set that follow-up time if you can. Just, if it's a short little video, many times, like if I send a 21 Day Fix promo video, they're going to watch it sometimes immediately. It's just a few-minute video, and they'll respond right away. A couple of the videos that Tommy suggests are Ever Feel Like? I think it's called Have You Ever Felt Like? He talks about them in his video. And then he also sends one about challenge group success stories. The video that I posted the other day on my page about what is a challenge group, I think that might be a good one to send just initially to people to explain if you don't want to go program specific, to just kind of explain what a challenge group is. That one I posted on my regular page, I think late last week. So you can always find that one. And I find all these things in YouTube. I literally just Googled or in YouTube searched for what is a challenge group and found this great video that another coach created. And I stole it. So then after you've sent the video and you've scheduled that follow-up time, you want to follow up with them. And he has a whole thing about following up, but basically you want to follow up, confirm their interest. You want to ask them things like, I don't just ask, so how did you like the video? I ask something along the lines of, so what resonated with you most? What was your favorite part? Like, get them to talk about the positive, the good things about it, because unfortunately some people go straight for negative. So if you can try and get the positive out of it first, maybe they will have something that they're questioning, but you don't want to get that opened right at the beginning. So if you can get them to talk about the good things, the things that they did like out of the video first, you can build off of that then. And then hopefully at that point, they're ready to enroll, and that's step 5 in his invitation process, is helping them purchase a challenge pack, sign up or get Shakeology, whatever it is that they're going to get. And like I said, I just gave you a pretty good preview of it. but there's a video from Tommy explaining the whole process. There is a video role-playing with somebody exactly what he does. I got to see him in person do this at one of the Super Saturdays, and it was like, okay, I need to write all these that he asked. So you're going to want to do that too. At least now we have it on video, so you can pause it and write down these questions. Because I still have problems like, what am I supposed to ask? What else can I ask them? That I'm not going straight for the sale, because I don't want to be like that. But sometimes they keep asking questions. That's another thing, is he does have like scripts for, well, what if they initially go right away, well, how much is it? Which, unfortunately, that's where most people go first, especially this time of year, which I don't blame them, but they go straight for, how much is it? I see you have you're doing the 21-day fix, how much is it? And I right away say, great, thanks for your interest. I'd love to give you more information, but can I ask you a few questions first? And ask those questions, because they're going to feel valued. They're going to learn more information. And if you can ask those questions, like I rewatched a video just today before I got on the call about how often do you eat out? How often, do you have a gym membership? Those kinds of things you can then bring back around and say, you could replace one meal a day, and kind of get them to see they could be eventually saving some money. So I'm going to unmute. Oh, really quick. Caleb Thomas, I talked about him last week too. He's CALEB Thomas. He is a coach that makes pretty awesome videos, and he has, and they're really short, and he's really corny, but pretty funny too. But he has 2 videos on Form. If you just search, I searched Form Beachbody, and you could probably put Caleb's name in the search field too. His Form videos should come up. And they're like 2-minute videos. They go over pretty much what I just went over, but they're a nice, quick little, he does one video of SO, and then the other videos RM. So I just like his videos. They're quick, they're easy to understand, and they get to the point, and they're a little bit funny. So he's always a good one to go to for things. I tend to listen to him in the morning when I'm getting ready. I'll just find a bunch of Caleb Thomas videos and listen to them. So it's fun. All right, I'm going to unmute you and open up for questions. Questions about Form. I'll answer some about the 5-step application process, but like I said, you will learn a lot more about that in the coming weeks. That will help you ask those questions, because he gives a ton of questions that you can ask that are awesome. He makes it look so easy. It's crazy. Does anyone have questions?
I do.
Yes.
So should we be warming people before we start advertising the challenge group?
Motor. Yes, that was actually what I was going to kind of give you as your assignment.
Okay.
Like last week, we focused on just posting a few times a week or a few times a day on Facebook. And I didn't give something this week. I wanted to have this call first, but I think let's focus the next until Christmas. If we focus on forming a couple people, I've been doing 5, but it can get overwhelming. So if you want to start with even 1 or 2 from your list, if you have a list of people that you remember, we made that list of 100. You haven't, do that, and then literally I can show you mine for those that are on video. I literally am using that contact list. And I wrote down, I've got a million sheets here. I just wrote down people's names. I didn't write down their email and their phone number. I just went through Facebook and wrote down people's names. And I've literally been checking 5 people off a day. And I will just say, hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. Or I'll stalk their Facebook page. And if I see something exciting recently happened, like a couple of people on my list today that I haven't formed yet have new babies, and I haven't really talked to them since they had new babies. So obviously that's something that I'm going to ask about. Again, none of these people are people that I talk to on a regular basis. And that may seem like, you know, you might think that people are like, why the heck is she messaging me? I have gotten the absolute opposite response. Oh, thanks so much for reaching out. That's really, you know, people want to hear from you, and just interesting. So I would start with a couple people a day and just start checking them off. And eventually that will come up in conversation. Many people will say, you look great, you know, how's it going? And that naturally comes up, and I'll talk about, you know, how happy I am and whatever, but I don't go straight for, oh, you want to join one of my challenge groups? That's something that I need to on some of these people that I'm still, you know, forming. I think for some of them from the beginning of the last week, I can now say, oh, I've been meaning to ask you. That's another good one. I've been meaning to ask you, you be interested in joining one of my challenge groups? I've got a couple starts in January because I've already been talking to them a little bit, so it kind of easily then opens up that conversation. Does that help, Ryan?
Okay, so we should, okay, yeah, kind of. So we should be, sorry, I have ADD issues.
You're fine.
So we should probably be forming people before we are advertising anything. So don't even worry about like starting a challenge group at the beginning of January, or still kind of have that back of our mind as we're forming people.
Yeah, kind of. You could probably still have it in the back of your mind, definitely.
Okay.
I just caution people with not getting discouraged at this time of right now before Christmas, because people are tight on money. And I've had a hard time getting people to you know, spend on a challenge pack. But that week right after Christmas is going to be the perfect time to promote. So if you start forming people over the next week, you know, Christmas is only a week away. That's crazy. Then by the time they see your post next week, you may start posting a little bit of like few more health and fitness things this week if you haven't been posting a ton. Because what happens when you do start forming with somebody, they're going to go to your, like, just like I said, I stalk their Facebook page. Well, if they haven't seen all my posts, because remember the Facebook affinity, it doesn't always show up on everybody's feed. Most of the time, they're going to go to my page and stalk my page and see what the heck's been going on with me. So then they're going to see, you know, some recent posts. So there's no right way to do it. You don't have to start promoting and then form, and you don't have to form first and then start promoting. I think just right now, being the nature of the time of year, and you being brand new and it being your first group, I would suggest starting some forming now so that it's a little bit more comfortable when you do start promoting. And if it comes up, I know, Megan, you formed a couple people last night.
Today, and I've got a question about that whenever you're done with Ryan's.
Yeah. And she had people already right away asking about health and fitness, and she wasn't sure what to do. So, well, why don't we ask it? It might help this conversation.
Well, in case you're not friends, Ryan, are we friends on Facebook? I'm confused because of all the groups we're in. So
Yeah, I don't
if
know.
not,
Oh, yeah.
I posted early this morning about when is working out, when's the best time working out for you? And I got a bunch of answers, and I was forming a couple of those people, and then a couple of people friend requested me today, so I just kind of started forming them a little bit too. And now that was
Yeah.
a total of 5 people for the day, and 4 of them, it led to fit questions already. And
Oh,
just
wow.
now tonight, somebody that ran a marathon, the same marathon that I did, she's like, "What are you doing?" Because I said, "I'm feeling better than I ever have with these workouts. I'm not really thinking marathon right now." And she's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I haven't answered yet because I wanted to see what we should do here. So my question was, how fast should form take? Are we jumping the gun a little too much? Are we supposed to take their pace? I'm just like, I don't want to scare these people off, but everybody's going kind of fast in the one day that I've been doing this. Slow down, people.
So, yeah. So what I would say to that, if it comes up naturally in conversation and you say something like that and they're asking, what are you doing? Tell them. I mean, it's not going to hurt to tell them what you're doing. You're not trying to sell them. You are honestly just telling them. You're sharing your story. You're telling them how you feel, what you're doing. And that's not selling them a product. That's selling them your story and how it works for you. And that's what's truly going to get people, oh, if it works for Megan, it could work for me, you know? And then what will happen is, then if she asks, oh, well, how could I get involved with that? Or how could I get, you know, can you tell me a little bit more about it? Because you're not going to tell her everything. You could just, all you could say is, I'm following a program called the 2026. It's got a great meal plan and 30-minute workout. You could leave it as simple, you know, as simple or as detailed as you want it to be. And then go from there. When they ask for a little bit more information, then you can then start asking them some questions.
Okay.
If it feels comfortable.
Okay, so if I tell them I'm doing 21-day fix, it's a meal plan, it's a workout plan, 30 minutes, do I add a question to the end of that, or do I just let them follow up with the question, especially with how fast it's coming? Do you keep them do I keep questioning to keep them on the line, or?
Right. I would, in that situation, and anytime you guys have you don't know how to answer somebody, just even copy and paste the message to me, and I can help give you a response if you're not sure what to say. I'm still learning some things to say too, but I think I've done it more, obviously. But you could say, I would just share, not really ask a question at the end of it, and you see what kind of response you get.
Okay.
Is what I would do.
Because I was thinking about doing, I'm afraid I'll just keep rambling and rambling. I need to learn to stop when it's good. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that the seed isn't planted. And maybe in next week when we do say, hey, 21-day fix challenge group is coming up, I could follow up. If she doesn't say anything to this, then I say, hey, you know, we had a conversation about this. I am starting a group, you know, and maybe go that route. If
exactly.
This, so
exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, that was my question.
Well,
how fast should it go? Is there a like, or how slow should it go? Should we be forming over a matter of days versus a matter of minutes? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends, because some people will respond right away, whereas others check Facebook once a day, once every few days. I know that's one thing my sister struggles with, as do I, is that we instantly respond to people. So we want people to instantly respond to us. And when people don't, it's like, well, do they not want to? Do they not, why aren't they responding to me? I know Sheila had that with a couple of people. She was asking about becoming a discount coach, and they weren't responding for a couple of days. And I said, sometimes you need to think about it, like, leave them be. You can always follow up with, I don't know where we left off, although it's hard. I have found it hard to do that because you can obviously see the Facebook thread. But they suggest that as, I'm not sure where we left off. It's, I still have a couple spots left in my challenge group, and I was saving one of those spots for you. Are you still interested? Something along those lines. So, Sheila, did you have a question? Or Tricia?
Well, I just had a girl. I just wanted to say, I the last time I promoted was, I don't know when, this past weekend, I think it was. Well, all of a sudden, a girl that, I haven't even formed and haven't, really talked to, she just messaged me now and was like, hey, I saw your fitness post. I'm looking for a quick start to weight loss, and, what do you recommend? Like, as we're on this phone call. So I'm like, how do I? Well,
so how would you go about responding to her?
Right. Well, I said, what did I say? I kind of responded. And, she responded back, of course, how much. So, hold on. Sorry.
I have to look it up. Okay.
My phone's plugged in and my husband's yelling at me, get away, he's watching a TV show. So I said, hey, Katie, for sure, is your goals only a quick detox, or do you want to continue nutrition plan and exercise program? What is your ultimate goal? So, and she said, honestly, what?
That's good.
Yeah, and she just said, I want to, lose weight before I gain more weight. I don't know. So, I'm just kind of throwing things out there about the 3-day refresh and the 21 fix. I don't know. And then she said, how much are those? So now
I would say you went too fast to the product.
I know. Well,
I would have continued trying to find out what, like the Tommy Migrant question, what does the day look like right now of your eating? Eat out a lot. What kind of food are you eating? Do you exercise now? What kinds of workouts do you like?
Okay.
I would ask all those questions.
Well, now that she's asked how much, like, what am I supposed to say now? Like, because now, of course, if I don't put in how much right away, she's probably thinking I'm not wanting to tell her how much. That's how I feel,
right. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I would say,
well, my next step was going to be about it, had she heard of Shakeology? But I don't know if that's throwing in another, now that you said that, that's true. It's like, I don't want to throw products at her.
Right.
Right. So.
Well, does she know what the 3-day refresh is or what the 21-day fix is?
Well, I just sent her the link about 3-day refresh. And then, she had said that she wants to lose 15 pounds. And I said, oh, well, if you're looking for a longer program, the 21-day fix is, they say you can lose 15 pounds up to 15 pounds in 21 days, So, it's just, I could just be like, well, what are you more looking for?
Yeah. I would try and take a step back if she keeps asking about price. I mean,
right.
Unfortunately, you're at that point that you kind of have to give it to her now. But
I know.
if you can take a step back and find
Yeah.
out, does really, what is she really, it sounds to me like
No, it's fine. It's fine.
wants to learn how to be healthy and
Yeah.
work out, keep the weight off, and not do just a 3-day cleanse.
Right, I know.
Amanda, can I ask you a really quick question? Do we as coaches find out about when things might be going on sale? I'm just thinking, if once Christmas is over, are they going to be running any specials? Could it be something that you could delay by saying, you know, right now it's a little expensive, but I think that it'll change soon. Let me get back to you.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
that's
idea.
possible. That's a good point. Yes, there will be. So right now, the challenge, there is a challenge pack on special every month. Now remember, every product can be put into a challenge pack with Shakeology all the time, but there's always one on special. So right now, the one on special is Insanity Max 30 because it's a brand new workout. In January, they haven't announced it, and they usually don't announce it until January 1st. Sometimes it'll be a little
That's
bit
exactly
earlier.
what I'm going to put. I'm just going to put, there are programs on special every month. So what are you more looking for, you know?
Oh,
just
yeah.
to kind of step back.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So then you can start finding out what she really
Right.
needs and what she
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Thanks, girl. Whoever answered that,
Trisha.
suggested that.
Yeah, that was a really good point. So yeah, so right now Insanity Max 30 is on special. I can guess, I don't know, it might be about time that 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix might be special again. Or
Don't do it yet, Kevin. Sorry, go ahead.
the Pio? When was Pio on special?
That was
That
November.
wasn't that. Yeah, it was
Was that just November? Okay.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
then maybe it might almost be time for 21 Day Fix again. Because in February, 21 Day Fix Extreme comes out.
Would they do that 2 months in
So
a row?
Huh?
Would they do that 2 months
That's
in a
why
row?
they would do Autumn 2 times in a row. I don't know. Maybe T25? I'm not sure. I'm just guessing at this point which one I think would be on special. I don't know.
So do they not announce till the first of every month, so they don't even give us like a sneak peek at the end of the month to kind of start promoting it? Sorry.
No, it's usually just like the first day of the month.
Okay.
They'll tell you, it'll show up in your back office.
I know it sucks because if you sell someone something the month before and then it goes on sale, then you feel like an ass that you didn't, you know, wait for the sale to sell it to them. I wish they'd
usually
give
by
you
that
like a month ahead in advance.
I've never had anyone say, oh man, I should have waited. Because by that time, especially with the 21 Day Fix, by that time they started the program and are already feeling better.
Yeah.
Most of the time is kind of what I've seen. So
Yeah.
your goal until Christmas, everybody, is to start building relationships with people. Did I post? Let me see. I think. Let me click. A document that should be coming out that's called How to Build Relationships. Let me see. I have it here. Thought I had it pulled up. Yeah, I'm going to post this in the group. But it talks about forms, but then it also gives you some really good steps for messages to say. And it gave a good example that I haven't thought of it this way. And this I might kind of revamp things in 2015. But it talks about just entering new people, starting with, hey, Megan, I've got a great group of friends on Facebook chatting about general health and fitness. I'd love for you to join us. Or would you like to join us? And just having a full group on Facebook, it's not something that I'm posting and motivating every week, but it's somewhere where people can go and ask questions, and they can't. I guess it's kind of like my free groups right now, but it's just the health and fitness group. And then what happened with that is then once they see other people in that group that have moved to doing a program or drinking Fit Out, and we're sharing things about it in there, that's kind of a free group, then you can easily then turn those people into customers. So that might be something, and I know I've talked to each of you, I think, about doing a free group and a program-specific group, because you're going to have people that aren't going to want to jump into a program right away. But it doesn't mean that you can't, and maybe calling it a free group is not the right way, but just calling it a general health and fitness group of people that are all interested in health and fitness, and just entering all new people into that group. That way they're seeing that there's a lot of other people interested in health and fitness. And it's okay that there's a lot of other people doing programs and drinking Shakeology. And sometimes I think that's truly what happened with my coaches. Once I got Erica, it was like everyone and their mama wanted to sign up as a coach with me. I don't know if it's just what, but so. Anything else for the good of the cause tonight? I did not keep this as short as I intended to. Is everyone still reading the compound effect?
Nope.
No, Sheila, you didn't get it yet?
No.
You can get it. I don't even have a physical copy because I just read it on the Kindle app on my phone. So get the Kindle app and read it on your phone. Good job, Ryan.
Okay.
It's like $10 on the Kindle app, I think.
Okay.
So it really is good. And it's good not just for this business, but I found it helpful in my everyday life and thinking about things in a different way. So get it, Sheila.
Yeah. Someone else just recommended it.
That's not on the call. Get the book and start reading it if you haven't. So I'm going to post in the group that the goal for everybody is to start forming people over the next week, and post in the group just the first name of the people that you started conversations with. So just start conversations. That's how I will start it. Just start conversations with a couple new people every day. And then we will away from the book as well. And you should still be posting 3 times a day on Facebook. So make sure you are doing that. Any other questions?
I just have a really quick one. So about how many people do you want to try to recruit, I guess, for a challenge group?
That's
like
good.
To start as a basic challenge group, your first one or whatever.
Like as a basic, just a basic free one, I would say no more than 15 people, which that's a lot. I would say even a group of 5 is a great start.
Isn't that what Jessica had? She had a group of 5 for her fix.
Who, Vanessa?
Or Vanessa, I meant. Yeah.
Yes, I think Vanessa she was in a group with Lindsay, but I think she had 5 people, and she's pulling them to be in their own group now. So, if you can get 5 people, that's a great start. Then you're not going to feel too overwhelmed. They're not going to feel too overwhelmed that there's too many people posting in the group, and how it can get, especially if they're not very Facebook savvy. sometimes it can be too much. So between 5 and 15. I don't like to go larger than 15. Some of my groups do and are. Most of the time, my newer groups, I definitely don't let get too big, but the ones where they've been with me a lot, I let those get bigger because they already know the drill and understand kind of the expectations and are comfortable with everything. So I would shoot for, and are you talking for a free group or a program specific?
Either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either one. I mean, if you're talking program specific, you want even at least 3. Remember, we'll get you to Success Club 5 if 3 people get a challenge pack.
Okay.
So I would start there. Anything else? Awesome. All right. Well, I hope everybody is ready for Christmas, because I'm not. And I haven't even thought about Rika and Jack, and so yeah, life is crazy, but it'll all get done. It'll be fine. So no worries. So, all right. Well, thanks for getting on the call tonight. If you are not on the call, hopefully you enjoyed the recording, and I will talk to you guys all later.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.